Hello and welcome back to Lighty Collects, and today I am going to give you a video on how you can get the correct valuation for your coins. If you look online, you'll see people listing this exact same 50p as we can see here from up to £9,000. Well, clearly most of us know that that is not a realistic price for this coin. So what I'm going to do today is show you a three-step process I use to find the value of a coin, market value. Any 50p you can do this with. You can do it with £2, 10 pences, any value at all. And make sure that you're never getting ripped off or trying to sell a coin for more than market value, anything like that. So stay with me and let's get into this. So here we are. You can see this here for this one, £3,061. As I've already said, it's clearly not a genuine price for it. So what we're going to do is just have a look. Benjamin Bunny 50p. So let's have a look what we got. So yeah, straight away you got one up coming up at 1,000, 5,000, crazy prices. Now some of these even have watches on them, which can very easily translate to somebody that's new, thinking, oh, it's got watches on it, it must be a genuine price, 15,000 that people are asking for. Well, not at all. So what you need to do before anything else, when you come across to eBay and you've put in your search item, ignore all of this. This is irrelevant. What you need is scroll down the left hand side. It annoys me, it doesn't let you click two at once. You have to click one and scroll back down and click the other one. Sold and completed items, and you will see. So this one here, 224, but they took the best offer, so they didn't even achieve £2.24. Ignore these because these are people that are selling a multitude of different coins. £1.16, 63p. So we're getting a general £1.69, £1.68. So under £2 is what its going rate is. Also beware to check the dates, because you don't want to be giving a price that was 2 or 3 years ago. So make sure that you check the price. So that's a good place to start. But there are other ways we can also check, and one of those would be the scarcity index. Now, Change Checker have a scarcity index, as we can see on here. To be honest, I don't know really why you get the movement, because it's all of these coins, none of them actually change mintage figures, so realistically they should never change from what they are, if that makes sense. The salmon is always going to be the rarest, the Kew Gardens is always going to be the second rarest, etc. So it's a bit of take it with a pinch of salt. But what I would say is, if you're looking at selling a coin, pop across to the scarcity index, and you know that if you've got one that is listed here, then you haven't got a bad value coin, and the good thing with this, they do it on all different denominations of coins. As we can see here, you've now got the £2 scarcity index. I'm not sure if they do it with the 10 pences. Yeah, it says that they do. So that's the scarcity index. Now There's also, of course, the actual mintage figures for the coin. So we can always check mintage figures. Now we're back over on the Royal Mints page, and I've got to be honest, I always find this one really good because it lists it in order of years. So it will tell you, for example, the Atlantic Salmon 50p, none were released in 2024. Sorry, obviously we're in 2026 now, so people will be wondering, well, where's 2025? There's always quite a delay on the mintage figures coming out. But if you scroll down here, this will list every single 50p that has been released, and along the side of it, it will be telling you its mintage figures. As a rule of thumb, I would say if you've got a coin with a mintage figure of over 5 million or maybe 10 million, you're probably looking at nothing more than face value on it. Now, when we get to coins like this, the 2018 Peter Rabbit and the 2018 Flopsy Bunny, you can see these are way down at 1.4 million. Now, that sounds a lot, but I've seen estimates that 80% of these coins are taken out of circulation by collectors. So that will automatically push the price up. I'm not saying that you should pay an awful lot. Go back and do the previous steps that we've talked about by checking it on eBay sold and completed. But this is a good guide. It will give you a rough idea of the ballpark that you should be looking at. And as I say, it's every single 50p that is listed in here. So that's an important thing to be considering. I'm just going to keep on going. There we go, that's where I was trying to get to, down to the Olympics. Now I consider any Olympic 50p to be worth above face value. There are one or two that aren't brilliant sellers. The archery's not great, aquatics isn't great, but then you have got some gems in there like football, goalball, gymnastics, handball, you know, judo, pentathlon's good. So there are some real gems. So always be wary of going back and checking that. Now another thing that is worthwhile checking when you're on eBay is the actual, what I'm going to do here, no, we'll leave it uncompleted and sold. I'm just trying to think of a coin. Let's pick a coin. Let's pick one out of here. I'm just trying to find one to pick out. Should we go UK Pride? Let's have a look at that. Okay, so the UK Pride 50p, looking at this, I've probably picked a really bad example to tell you about. But what we're going to do now is we're going to look at the difference between a brilliant uncirculated coin, which would be something like this in its Royal Mint packaging, sold for £7.50, although, you know, another one's 16 quid, 6 quid. But then you'll see a circulated one is going for £2, £1.50. So you're looking at quite a difference in price from a circulated 50p to a, you know, you can see damage around here, around the edges. The difference between a circulated coin and, I've picked the wrong one to click on there, but no, it's a coloured one anyway, so yeah, that's a plain one. You're seeing the difference between one that's in its packaging and one that has been circulated. So there's a couple of ideas for you if you're looking at trying to get a valuation of your coin. You've got your UK mintage figures, you've got your change checker, and all of these just Google here UK 50p mintage figures or £2 mintage figures if that's what you're after. What was the other one we talked about? 50p scarcity index. That will take you to the change checker scarcity index that tells you where your coin is ranked in level of scarcity. And the most important one for me is eBay remembering to click your completed and sold tab before you can get a genuine price for it. So that's all I'm going to talk about on this video. In the next video coming up in a day or two's time, I'm going to go into a bit more detail about you've now got a valuation for your coin. Where do you want to sell it? Where's the best place for you to sell it? Where can you get the best valuation for your coin? So if you're interested in that, be sure to hit the like, the subscribe. It means the world to me, helps me to keep making these kind of videos. And yeah, hype it, do whatever else there is to do, and I'll catch you on that video where we discuss best places for you to sell.